What's up, guys? It's your boy Y'all Might, and I'm not happy. Why? Specifically because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm super into Borderlands 3, or more specifically, I should say the Borderlands franchise, because 3 has been kind of disappointing for me, and from reading comments on other people's channels, a lot of other people too. And with this round of nerfs, I'm honestly left speechless because it's fucking bullshit. Why are you nerfing guns that it's PVE. They're not super broken. Like they're not all pipe bombs. They're not all conference calls from Borderlands 2. They're just guns that happen to do a lot of damage, and not like the Liuta maybe did some like crazy one shot damage, but a lot of the other ones they would still take 2 to 3 shots to take out some bandits. Specifically, I'm talking about the Flakker because I'm a Moze build player. But the grenades, maybe some nerfs. 70% decrease on damage for I forgot which one it was. I think it was the Firestorm or something, or the Hex. Why? Like, can't you just buff the enemy a little bit, or like buff the actual player so you can replace it with something? Why are you just nerfing people for the sake of nerfing and leaving them weaker than where they started? It's making the game so much less fun. I can't like the biggest complaint I'm seeing is people are farming for shit 1 week, and because of these weekly patches, and they have to think of something to release in the patch notes, they're like systematically like decreasing fun because the buffs are on guns that people don't want to use because they're boring. I find Molly one guns they buff one this week. They're just boring to use. Like I don't want to wait for a charge up time. I like shooting once. Shit's gonna die. That's what I loved about the Flakker. But now it's you farm sometimes hours to get the gun you want dropped, and then the next week later, it's useless. So your time, those hours spent, was useless. So what am I supposed to take from that other than wait like a month or so until they sort their shit out, and then I'll start playing? That's the message they're giving right now. My beef is because I pretty much have all the guns I did need at the time, but my beef right now is what am I supposed to be doing with these guns? Even if there was no nerf, what am I supposed to be doing? All there is to do is fight hordes of bandits. That's the end game. Mayhem 3, those modes are like I put them on just because at least it's like somewhat difficult, but there's no reward. Like I'm getting these guns just to fight the enemy I got the gun from. It's like a loop that I don't give a shit about. There's no satisfaction. The biggest satisfaction I actually get is when I kill the anointed militants. They're the closest thing to a raid boss in the game. They kill me way more than any of the bosses that were in the campaign killed me. Like those motherfuckers are tough as shit. They're invincible 90% of the time. They don't get any nerfs. While meanwhile we're getting nerfed into the goddamn ground. Uh, yeah. My question is, what do they want me to do in endgame? All there is fighting bandits in the trials. There's nothing else. I'm honestly dropping the game, which is honestly a good thing because I'm in school right now and I need like I'm glad in that regard because they're nerfing the game so much that I stopped playing and putting more time into actually being a student. If that was their goal, they fucking worked. I'm getting my grades back up. It's great. And if that's working for you too, good for you also because I I mean, hey, it's making my life outside of the game better, but in the game, I couldn't care less because it's making it fucking boring. Uh, yeah, like man, the Flakker was actually it made the game like I could get past all the other like complaints just because looking at the pretty explosions on the screen every time I pulled that trigger and shit's gonna die and there's just explosions everywhere. It made the game at least pretty to look at and fun it made it actually enjoyable because you knew shit was gonna explode and there'd be blood everywhere and it'd be fucking crazy. And now I'm just shooting regular bullets, maybe like This thing's it's like a fully automatic Jacobs, which is cool, I guess, but there's no theatrics to it. I don't know. In killing a bandit, there's no reward. Killing a raid boss, if there was one, that's rewarding. You shoot it, a volcano of guns shoot out of it, and money, and you have a good time. In this, there's nothing. Like, even the bosses in this game, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but they drop like a puddle of loot. In the last games, they drop like a tsunami of loot. It was crazy. I mean, most of it was bullshit, but the satisfaction of seeing the rainbow fly out of their corpse was what made me want to keep playing. That's why I loved Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 1 so much. This is just like it's just disappointing. And every nerf is just another punch in the gut, and each punch is sending me further and further into playing other games. Like, it's actually making me play Battlefield 5 over Borderlands, which is a sentence I never thought I'd actually say. Because I only bought Battlefield 5 because I heard there was a Pacific Theater campaign, which they get me. Because I haven't played a Pacific Theater campaign since World at War, I think. So they got me there. So I bought it. And I'm actually having more fun in that, killing in a PvP, which I'm not a fan of. I love PvE. But they're ruining it. There's no point. I'm being redundant here. I'm just recycling sentences I've already said. You get the idea, but they've got to do something. As in, buff something so that the game's actually fun again. Specifically for Moze, how hard is it to make Iron Bear last longer and make the guns on it stronger? How hard is it to do that? Like, can't you just buff it, like, in accordance with what mayhem level you're on? Is that... Like, I'm not a fucking gaming coder or whatever, but is it really that hard to just make at least, you don't have to do any damage, but at least make it last longer. Just increase the fucking health on it. And yeah, at this point, the only fun I'm having is restarting with a new character and seeing how they play. And I'm doing that with Zane right now, and it's fun, but it really sucks because in the back of my mind, I know in the end game, it's gonna be fucking boring as shit. So yeah, and I get that a bunch of DLC stuff is coming out and it's gonna be free, but why would you not release at least a default raid boss for people to fight now? That was the problem with the pre-sequel. Like, why would you not have one now? Is it... You had 9 years or whatever. Or I guess whatever time between pre-sequel and now. Like, it's just sad, because I love Borderlands. This one, not as much as 2. 2 is my favorite, specifically as a Jack. But this, every week I just see news from YouTubers I follow, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I won't turn it on this week. And honestly, when Call of Duty comes out, I really think I might not pick up Borderlands until like winter break or something, where I actually have time to drop several hours into the game again. Because I'm not seeing a point to me playing and farming for guns. You know what I mean? That's it. I just needed to get that off my chest. It's a Friday. I just watched a bunch of videos that pissed me off, so I wanted to make a video that would, hey, maybe it'll piss you off and you can make a rant video and actually get those developers to change something. But yeah, that's about it. I hope something changes, but for now, I hope you're having fun. If you're having fun, all power to you. Maybe other characters are having a good time because their shit hasn't been rocked as much. But for right now, I think most players are kind of disappointed, and I'm pretty much... after this, I'm going to go play Battlefield more. I'm not going to turn on Borderlands. Unless, like, I'm with a friend, I guess. Maybe that makes it a little bit more fun. But there... Yeah. I'm just going to cut it now. I keep preventing that. Yeah, if you agree, why don't you comment stuff that you're pissed off at in the game? Stuff... I guess if you like something, you can comment that, but I doubt there is anything. Yeah, just comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not, if you enjoy what I do. If you don't, just take what I said, consider it maybe, and have a good rest of the day, guys. Peace.